I was trapped in a life-or-death situation. My survival instinct surged violently through my body to escape the pursuit. I stepped forward. Gunfire suddenly swept in from behind. In the chaos, I lost my footing and fell off the cliff. The river below was raging and violent. I tried to grab the rocks along the edge, but my hands were tied, and even that simple move was impossible. The current grew faster and faster. A massive waterfall loomed straight ahead. If I could not stop, this place would become my grave. At the critical moment, I caught hold of the wreckage of an abandoned aircraft. Only a few meters now separated me from the waterfall. A tremendous impact instantly lifted me into the current. I was about to be swept over the edge. I followed the flow and desperately grabbed onto the wing. Below my feet was a bottomless abyss. If I fell, survival would be nearly impossible. My will to live exploded like fire. I took a deep breath and clawed my way upward with everything I had. Exhausted, I collapsed onto the wing, barely able to react. The wing began to creak and crack apart. I held my breath and slowly stood up. I knew hesitation meant certain death. The instant I stepped across the broken wing, the remaining section snapped loose and vanished into the waterfall. I clung tightly to the fuselage and barely kept myself alive. I quickly climbed into the plane, my body almost completely drained. After a brief moment to steady myself, I noticed a raised metal edge nearby. I immediately rubbed the rope, binding my hands against it. With half its wing gone, the aircraft lost its balance. Under the force of the river, it began to tilt. I sped up the friction with all my strength. At the final moment, I scrambled forward and latched onto the deck. The danger was far from over. The aircraft broke apart and became lodged between the cliffs. My situation was extremely unstable, and even the slightest movement could cause the wreckage to continue collapsing. But my fierce will to survive revealed a chance. Above my head was a parachute. I clenched my teeth, supporting myself with one hand while reaching for it with the other. The moment I grabbed the parachute, the aircraft completely disintegrated. Holding onto it, I plunged off the cliff. I pulled the cord, and though the canopy was damaged, it still slowed my descent. On the way down, branches pierced into my abdomen, but I got lucky and survived.